Welcome to TRT World. I am Semir Sejfovic, and in this week's Across the Balkans, we bring you the latest stories from the region and how countries, governments, and the population are affected. Bosnia and Herzegovina's defense industry, mainly ran by the federal entity, is facing growing scrutiny, with global demand for ammunition rising. State-owned producers like Igman Konjic are struggling with higher costs and lower profits. In response, Igman has launched major reforms to modernize production and protect over 1,300 jobs. Armin Totic reports from Sarajevo.
At the core of Bosnia's defense manufacturing, Igman Konjic is undergoing a major overhaul to stabilize operations and preserve jobs. In a written statement to TRT World, the company's management outlined a series of strategic measures for cost control and equipment modernization.
The new management, appointed in mid-2025, has initiated a number of measures that include introducing stricter cost control mechanisms, systematizing job positions, modernizing production equipment, and digitizing certain processes. These reforms are a part of a broader strategy designed to stabilize operations and preserve more than 1,300 jobs in Konjic.
Igman is expanding its export to the Middle East, Africa, and Asia, while maintaining key contracts in the US and EU. But financial reports show a step decline. Net profit fell 41% in 2024 to around $900,000, and the first half of 2025 brought a loss about $11 million, underscoring the urgency for reform. Opposition lawmakers warn that Igman struggles reflect deeper issues within the defense sector.
Those reforms are mostly on papers. They are putting people, actually the minister is appointing the people in the steering boards and in the management who are from his party, not the one who are actually capable of doing the job. For example, Igman. Igman is a company who has 1,400 workers, and it's already in deficit about 10 million euros only this year. So they made out of the company, which you can make easy profit, they made a big case, and they have a problem with the basic like paying for pension funds for the workers, etc. They are really in trouble because of they are not competent to do the job.
US-based Regulus Global, a strategic partner of TRT World, raised concerns earlier this year, citing mismanagement, contract delays, and lack of transparency in TRT and other state-owned defense companies. Those concerns prompted authorities to announce broader audits across Bosnia's defense industry.
The money was given in advance, somewhere between 140 million euros to TRT, but they never delivered the items or ammunition or whatever was the product. So basically, they spend the money in advance, and then now they struggle to pay the basic things like the taxes and other things to the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. In this situation, I think that it's necessary, first of all, to fulfill the commitment that the companies took and the government of Federation took regarding the contracts that already exist. So I think that we should, of course, even invest in, as a government of Federation, I think they should invest in a defense industry because there is a profit. You can see in Serbia, in Croatia, in other countries in the region, the defense industry is contributing to the economy.
Most of Bosnia and Herzegovina's weapon industry is state-owned and funded by taxpayers. Despite repeated interview requests, officials offered no response. As the sector continues to decline, the public is left asking how is the money being used and why is the industry struggling. The government is being warned that without real investment, the country risks falling behind its regional competitors.
For overall security, I can say that our defense industry is very, very capable. But there is some lack of the industry power to produce that capability to the international level. So it's essential for Bosnian government to have some strategic partners to invest more money inside of defense industry to be more reliable. The current state is on the 30% of the productivity from before the war. So we have much more to give.
As audits and restructuring are undertaken in defense companies owned by the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, one of the country's two entities, it's hoped that transparency is restored, competitiveness is strengthened, and long-term stability in a sector vital to the country's economy is achieved. Armin Totic, across the Balkans, Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Kosovo's recent drone purchases from Turkey have stirred frustration in Serbia. Meanwhile, Serbia's continued arms buildup is reshaping Balkan security dynamics, prompting closer cooperation among Croatia, Slovenia, Albania and Kosovo. In response, Serbia strengthened ties with Hungary, a partner that also maintains close relations with Russia. We speak to Kosovo's defense minister, Eyüp Macedonci, about the latest security shifts in the region. Minister Macedonci, thank you very much for talking to TRT World and the show Across the Balkans. We have seen recent developments in terms of Kosovo's security and military developments, which have stirred certain critics in the neighborhood, particularly from Serbia. How do you see Kosovo's further security development impact the region, considering the critics coming from Serbia?
The Republic of Kosovo is very determined on its path toward integration in Euro-Atlantic institutions. Namely, our main two objectives are membership in NATO and membership in European Union. And we are doing necessary steps in order to do necessary reforms in order to kind of accelerate our path toward membership on this, in these organizations. We are modernizing also our military force in accordance with NATO standards. We are cooperating with NATO, and whatever we are procuring in Kosovo, we are procuring from NATO countries with the main goal to build force that will be able to deter any threat against Kosovo, to protect our sovereignty, citizens, and our democracy. We are seeing every time during these years the militarization of Serbia. They are buying equipment and weapon systems from different countries, mainly from non-NATO countries such as China and Russia. And they are kind of showing this presence also with cooperation with these countries in terms of exercises and other show of force in their territory. And this, at the same time, they are trying to continue victimization as their concept of dealing with international affairs, we can say. And victimization of Serbia, I think its roots has on the, their intent to justify what they did against nations in former Yugoslavia, but also to justify their hegemonic approach that even nowadays they have toward neighbors, mainly Kosovo, Bosnia, and also Montenegro and other countries. I believe that everyone in Balkans and in NATO knows that Kosovo is building our force in cooperation with NATO, mainly with the United States, but also with other partners, including Turkey as our strategic partner, that we are every day are developing our relations. And everyone knows that Turkey contributed in our liberation, in state building, and nowadays also in building of our defense capabilities. And together with Republic of Turkey, we are contributing for peace and stability in the region. We never had any discussion with Turkish authorities regarding to kind of becoming threat for anyone. The main discussions that I had all the time when I have meetings with Minister of Defense of Republic of Turkey, the main, we can say, topic of our discussion was stability and security in Balkans. But to do that, we have to balance kind of powers in Balkans. We have to prepare our countries to be ready to defend our territory and protect citizens of our countries.
When we speak about security terms, the international factor, particularly from the EU and the United States, are they becoming too tolerant of Serbia's, so to say, sitting on two chairs, one face heading towards the east with China and Russia, on the other hand, they portray a picture that they are interested in on the EU path and the Western alliance?
Yes, I believe that especially Western pressure towards Serbia should be more robust, should be more clear, because for many years we know that Serbia is, like you said, staying in two chairs, benefiting from European Union, we can say, aids and support, and buying and procuring equipment and weapon systems from China and Russia. So by maintaining this relation with China and Russia, they are kind of trying to continue being a relevant factor in Europe by threatening, in one way, stability of Balkans.
Minister, when we see Serbia's internal meddling of neighboring countries when it comes to Bosnia, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and within Kosovo in a continuous matter, how does that affect the political spectrum and security in the Balkans?
Serbia never changed its hegemonic approach toward neighbors. It didn't change also the ways how they see, you can say, to pursue their interest. They are changing means, like nowadays we do not have in power Milosevic that used army against, we can say, neighbors, but we have different approach with different means that are mainly hybrid means that are Serbian authorities using in order to destabilize and pursue their interest out of their borders. Such were attacks that we experienced in Kosovo in 2023 and many other sabotage and other activities that they are conducting, not just in Kosovo, but also in Bosnia, Montenegro, and North Macedonia. As I said, the basement still is in their constitution, in their politics, and the way how they are educating their political spectrum in order to present themselves as victim of others in order then to normally pursue their hegemonic interests toward neighbors.
And the people that were executing the terrorist attack in Kosovo 2 years ago, were they ever handed over by Serbia to the authorities, or were they held accountable in Serbia for their acts in northern Kosovo?
No, even so, our authorities all the time, in all international forums and discussions, asked for this. Serbia never handed out this Radojic and his criminal and terrorist group that were trying to occupy our northern part of country in 2023. They are still free in Serbia, and they are even supporting Vučić regime in order to kind of keep under control the situation there after protests that they had in Serbia. We know, and we had evidences here, that Serbian authorities, mainly like security institutions, supported this group with weapons and with training before they tried to conduct aggression against our country. And we know that this group is continuing being supported by Serbian authorities in Serbia.
When we look at Kosovo in the future, what do you as a minister intend to do in order to further develop the country's security, and what is the idea that you have for the future in terms of stability, not just for Kosovo, but also for the region?
We are day by day becoming more and more contributor to peace and stability rather than consumer of security in Kosovo. We are part of many international efforts, including support for Ukraine, but also deploying together with other allies in different countries in order to contribute for peace and stability. And in internal aspect, we are building one professional force according to NATO standard, but also most recently in our government we approved a comprehensive defense program, which is a kind of program that is made, it's created in order to prepare our community in order to face the new challenges like our hybrid threats and means that any stakeholder can use against our country. So beyond our professional army, we are trying to build, you can say, citizens-based defense concept that will support, you can say, modern challenges.
Minister, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
After multiple delays, U.S. sanctions on Serbia's largest oil producer, the Russian-owned company Niš, have kicked into effect. Teda Imamovic reports.
The U.S. in January announced sanctions on the Russian energy sector after Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Serbia's Niš was among those sanctioned due to its Russian ownership. To give Serbia and Russia time to adjust ownership structure, the U.S. postponed the sanctions 8 times before they took effect on October 9. Niš operates the only oil refinery in Serbia, which heavily relies on gas imports from Russia. In 2008, an agreement in Moscow made Russia's Gazprom the majority owner of the Serbian oil industry. Many citizens feel the decision was imposed upon them and that they should not be the ones to bear the consequences of sanctions.
Zašto bi mi plaćali što smo prodali Rusima? Mislim, ne razumem kakve to veze ima. Zašto bi mi nadrljali zbog toga? Ali svet je takav, tako da moj komentar je, nažalost, svet je nasilničko mesto. Znači, sve je opredeljenje. Ili si sa nama, ili si protiv nas i gotovo.
Posle onoga što smo preživjeli, mi smo vakcinisani od straha. Znači, mislim da će ovo svakako da se završi nekako. Zamislite kad su Hrvati pristali da nam pomažu, ne nama nego sebi. Znači, tu postoji višestruki interes. I interes će da nadvlada, a mislim, da li nas neko voli, ne voli, to je manje važno.
Povodno cenu može samo da se poveća cena, verovatno ako nestane, znaš, onako se to baš zatvore, ovo je sad finansijski udarac, ali pitanje samo koliko smo obezbedili svega toga.
President Vučić confirmed that the refinery in Pančevo can only operate until the 1st of November using existing crude oil stocks.
Da li to može da bude 5 ili 7 dana više, da se nadamo, posle toga izuzetno teško. To nama počinje od tog trenutka da pravi probleme sa derivatima, ne samo sa onim što mi imamo u rezervi imamo dovoljno i ljudi ne treba da paniče i ne treba da brinu ni na koji način. Dakle, što se goriva tiče, do nove godine mi sada garantujemo nikakvih problema, nema ni za koga. Što se tiče derivata naftnih, dakle dizela, benzina, bezolovnog, mazuta, svega što je potrebno, imamo dovoljno u rezervama. Sva naša skladišta su prepunjena.
Some analysts warn the sanctions will hit Serbia's economy hard, causing oil shortages and broader price hikes. Niš retail director Bojana Radojević says petrol stations will continue to operate as usual.
Naše benzinske stanice su trenutno snabdevene sa optimalnom količinom zaliha i da nema potrebe da se stvaraju redovi na benzinskim stanicama, da se pravi gužva, da građani stvaraju prekomerne zalihe iz razloga što mi imamo dovoljno zaliha, ne postoje nikakva ograničenja kada govorimo o količinama koje oni mogu preuzeti prilikom kupovine, te se prodaja, kao što vidite, odvija uredno.
The sanctions aim to cut Russia's profits from its oil and gas trade following its invasion of Ukraine. As Serbia grapples with these new challenges, the future remains uncertain. With energy dependence on Russia at stake, how the government and citizens adapt to these pressures will be crucial in shaping the nation's future. Teda Imamovic, across the Balkans.
Aquaculture plays a key role in Bulgaria's economy, with roots going back to the late 18th century and the country's first state fish farms, but rising Black Sea temperatures are now a threat to many species. Adam Amunu has more.
A large heave and a grunt. Mussel harvesters near Cape Kaliakra at the Black Sea have often been rewarded for their efforts. Black buoys dot the surface of the sea, straining under the weight of long nets filled with bags of mussels, each weighing approximately 800 kilograms. Although Bulgaria, a Balkan EU member, trails behind leading mussel producers like Spain and Italy, it's taken the lead in the Black Sea region.
Занимаваме се от 2004 година след пенсионирането си, основах фермата и започнахме постепенно да се учим как да култивираме миди. Преди е нямало никакво култивиране в България, т.е. е имало само опити за култивиране на миди и е нямало инженерни съоръжения, с които да докажат, че могат да се култивират миди. Впоследствие започнахме по-малко да се развиваме, каняхме много консултанти от различни държави, включително Америка, Канада, Франция, Холандия.
But the Institute of Oceanology at the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences says the Black Sea is getting warmer. Prolonged warming periods mean the sea doesn't cool off adequately, which weakens mussels, making them susceptible to diseases.
Ефектът от глобалното затопляне започна да се усеща през изминалите 3-4 години, когато температурите се повишиха драстично, т.е. може да се каже с около 3-4 градуса. Температурата на водата се повиши с около 4-5 градуса през летните сезони, което води до загуби. В първите години имахме загуби, които са над милион и половина, но в последствие започнахме да работим така, че да минимализираме тези загуби, но за щастие мидата започна да се адаптира към този проблем, към тази температура.
Even though global production has continued to grow, it has decreased in the EU since 2018. Nearly 357,000 tonnes of mussels were harvested in the EU in 2023, representing a decline of approximately 21% since 2018. Spain led with 155,700 tonnes, followed by Italy with nearly 58,000 tonnes. Bulgaria accounted for about 1,100 tonnes. Farmers like Stanev have adjusted their harvesting methods, including changing seeding schedules and harvesting at cooler depths.
Глобалното затопляне ни влияе много, но се опитваме чрез препланиране на работата в студените месеци и с други методи на гъстотата на медата, начина на поставянето им. Всичко това влияе върху медата и опитваме се по по-малко глобалното затопляне да влияе върху медата чрез нашата работа. Но трудно се постига, тъй като се стопли водата, спре кислорода, каквото и да направим, трудно.
Each harvest is a test of resilience and has provoked change for mussel harvesters. Yet with rising sea temperatures due to the climate crisis, mere adaptation may not suffice for the survival of the mussels, which are also under increasing time constraints. Adam Amunu, across the Balkans.
Thank you for watching TRT World and the show Across the Balkans. That is all from the team for this week. We hope to see you next time. Bye-bye from Pristina, Kosovo.